So, boss lady came to see me in the hospital today before I got discharged. So, you know Indians, they've got a tendency of asking a question and answer it themselves. And she got there and says, hey, how are you feeling? Nice. How you came? By car. When you leaving? Tomorrow. So she's asking questions. I don't know what to answer now because she's asking and she's answering herself. I just kept quiet and looked at her. Anyway, she didn't pay me. Yes. Okay guys, not all women are gold diggers, right? But I can assure you all of them are diggers. If they're not digging gold, they're digging silver. You don't even have that silver that they're looking for, they will dig that bronze that you have, my friend. Ask me, I tell you. They don't even believe a word we say to them. I told a lady I was driving a Nissan 1400. She didn't believe me. And I had to go there for her to see that 1400. And guess what? She ran away. She says, no. And I asked her, I'm sorry, she says, you cannot what? He says, hi, I cannot. I says, yes, I understand you cannot. You cannot why? And, well, she couldn't give me a reason. She just says, I cannot. My friend is coming to fetch me. But we had an appointment. Lady, you cannot make me drive all the way in here and then you say you have an appointment just because I'm driving a 1400. Well, it takes you from A to B. My goodness me, these women. Have you ever killed someone without your knowledge? Listen to this. You'll understand how you can do that. A man checked into a hotel. There was a computer in his room. So he decided, like any other man will do, send an email to the wife. And he accidentally typed in a wrong email address that routed to a widow who had just lost their husband. And as she started reading the email and she read the first line, she fainted. Well, so the widow's son found the mother lying on the ground, on the floor, and with a screen that reads, obviously the email, to my loving wife, don't be surprised to be hearing from me. They've got computers here, and we are allowed to send emails to loved ones. So, in as much as the place is so beautiful, I'm so lonely here. So, but don't worry, I've made arrangement to come and get you. You will arrive here tomorrow. Okay, I'm not English and my name is not Leonard, so I want to find out from you. If the widow had died, we would ask, did you kill the widow? So the widow fainted. How do we put it? Do we say, did you faint her? Please help. Before I can tell you what happened, I want you to please help me. Answer the question, did you faint her? In as much as you would ask, did you kill her? Yesterday I was so tired, I couldn't even talk to myself. Just imagine if I had to also talk to you. I would opt to use a sign language, even on a phone call. I saw a guy who looked just like me. I almost called him by my name. But unfortunately, I don't know the sign language for my name. But never mind. Hey, my boss caught me sleeping at work yesterday. But Jesus saved me. So I heard his knock on the door. You see, bosses have got a tendency of coming in before you invite them in. It was too late for me. So I just continued. I said, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I thank you and bless even my boss. Amen. So yeah, you know, Jesus saved me. So I was sitting on the chair and then my upper body on the table. So I don't know, was I sleeping on the chair? Was I sleeping on the table? Or was I sleeping on duty? So my elder uncle visited me yesterday and then he opted to stay over. So my kid says, no, we're going to sleep with grandpa. I said, fine, no problem. And then in the morning when we're having a breakfast, so my kid says, grandpa, can you sing us that song that you were singing last night? So grandpa don't remember singing a song. They says, yes, that Pedi song that you were singing for us. So I know the little one says, no, I can remind you. He says, you were saying, Kianka, Girbr, Kianka, Girbr. I guess people will never stop asking me this question. Hey Ed, where do you get the time to record all these videos? Really, sometimes I feel like replying to them and says, no, I buy this time at Marabastad. Of course, we all have time. It depends what you do with your time. I'm using my time to record this video and then consume your data. Have you ever heard of something called multitasking? Yes, this is what I'm doing. And this is where I get all the time. So teacher Ed again teaching the kids to ignore an H. Petty people call it H when they call words like honorable, human, our. Otherwise they all say our, honorable, woman. So anyway, they got to understand. So I sent this kid to go and eat up my food. I was so hungry, it was lunchtime. So while the kid is not coming back, and eventually came back with an empty scarf tin, and I says, where's my food? He says, no, but you said I must go and eat your food. I says, no. I says, go and eat my food. She says, but sir, you said we must ignore H. So she did yazi nina amaZulu niyekeni le ndaba yokufundisa abantwana mathematics ngesiZulu. Na ingane evakatshela ingane yami ngayibuza ukuthi wemfana 1 + 1 kubani? Yathi usho u1 umhlanganise no1 u11. Ngathi yabheda le ngane ngayithuma ukuthi hambe uyothenga amachompa u2. Yabuya nawo ngathatha i1 nganika enye ingane ngathatha i1 nganika enye ingane. Yathi awumina ke ngathi njengoba wena uyabheda uzodla lezo zu9 ezisele yomuru skole. See, there are those people who believe in everything they read or see. I can announce my death now and say, you know what, I passed away. And I assure you there will be people who will ask me, when will the funeral be? If you don't tell them when the funeral will be, when they see you, they see a ghost. Those are the kind of people that I deal with every day. They just believe in everything they read, see. I've always been passionate to entertain people, make people laugh, but then if you cannot laugh at my jokes, then I understand that your problems might be greater than my jokes. And it's a symptom for depression, so you might be suffering from depression. So before you experience bigger problems, I think you need to get it checked, because lately I heard depression is killing people. So I don't want to lose you, my friend. So during my time as a teacher, I was teaching my kids, and I was blessed to have the President of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, and I was asking my kids to give me different kinds of lines. So they were raising their hands and saying horizontal line, straight line, parallel line. So I asked the President, can you give us one different of line? And the President says offline. So my kids were laughing, and then I said, President, what are you saying? He says, no, I'm joking, offline. I said, no, President, please be serious. He says, Caroline. Hey, did you know that the drunkard, the stand-up comedian, it's a petty guy who grew up in Nigeria? Have you ever heard him giving jokes? It'll be like, this guy was married to a domestic worker, and then he was abusive. So the domestic worker opened a case against him. So he was arrested and was charged for domestic violence. And this guy says, you know what, I mean, this is a woman that you are supposed to be arresting because she's a domestic worker, and then you're charging me of the domestic violence. I did not do any domestic. She's the one who's doing a domestic. She's not different to the guy who was arrested stealing washing in the line, and he said he was just doing an online shopping. Online shopping, taking somebody else's clothes. Come on. If you hear someone saying money doesn't change a person, I just know that they never had money. It doesn't only change you, it changes how people perceive you. Hey, I remember during my time, as you can see, my color, I'm complexionary disabled. Everyone can see that. And this is how I used to be described by ladies. I mean, that time I was driving a Hyundai Getz. And okay, I've worked so hard to be where I am, and then this is how I'm described today. Handsome, so Hyundai Getz. I saw Hyundai. So tell me if money doesn't change people or how people perceive you. So after having successfully failed as a teacher, I became so financially challenged, financially disabled, financially crippled, financially dissatisfied. Hey, I was suffering from financial abnormality, so I decided to go and volunteer as a mathematics teacher. And guess what? During our time, we'll flog these kids when they don't do what we tell them to do. So this other day, then the headmaster found me flocking one kid. And he says, hey, Teacher Ed, why are you flocking this kid? He says, can you believe this kid doesn't know what is 2 plus 5 plus 1? And then the headmaster looked at me and he asked me, what is 2 plus 5 plus 1? And I said 251. And he looked at me as if I was crazy. And he says, you know what? You are very lucky. I thought you also don't know. So the headmaster didn't even know as well. So, I mean, I was not the only one who's bad after all. So then I opted to go and do something else and left teaching at all. You see, as a teacher, sometimes you ask those questions just to test your kids' knowledge or your learners. So I was teaching at a night school and I asked these old people, can you give me a fruit that starts with a Z? And nobody raised their hand. So I was convinced that, okay, no fruit start with a Z. But this old uncle raised his hand up and says, okay, I know. And I know a couple of them. He said, Zima banana, Zima apula, Zima orange. Pampanzo basmara naru nothing chonzo wako idyangofu nganyungwela sinyungwela sizilo swa kuma ball of brown xibaya pint ya meleke xi veka le tlhelo le ayi mara swi nge fiki ka xitori xin'wana xi nga tshama xi humelela hala Giyani ni ri na xi humelela hala Giyani ni ri na yin'wana ya munghanam vhakachini hala va fika va ku lofera xingu va hi vekela train va hi nyikana tea baka jakatseka loko se ku sele swilaya swimbirhi twa mhani leya laha mutini chingela yi tlangele xiya xi karhi xi huwela laha kusuhi awe sukela ku tlangela kwalani mani vanhu lavakulu va le ku dyeni i hleketa nga ri va penga vanhu va lava nga ta heta lofera ri va ri vambirhi nkarhi wolowo ku sele swilaya swimbirhi wena So it was mathematical proven that teaching is really not my thing. So I went to do farming. So I went into chicken farming. So I went to buy chicks, pips, juveniles, pullets, whatever you call them, men. I went to buy them. So I became a regular buyer to a point that a salesperson who was a colored then asked me, hey, Teacher Ed, your business must be booming, man. You're here every second day of the week. What is it? What are you doing, man? SSA, man, it's not like the business is booming. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think I'm planting these things incorrectly. Maybe the soil that I'm using is not so fertile, or maybe I'm using a wrong manure. So SSA, what are you talking about, man? I says, no, man, I'm watering them too much because every second day when I wake up, they're dead. And then an Indian guy walked in and says, hey, you so axe, man. You're not supposed to plant them, you mother. These are chicks. So I had a breakdown. So I broke up with my car when the towing guy took my car away. But then I got dumped. Like you'll say to a Zulu guy, Nglahlela. So he dumped me. And the same Zulu guy who dumped me is here. Look at him. He's even laughing. Idiot. This Zulu guy almost got us arrested. He was driving and he just stopped in the middle of the highway after seeing a sign. A road sign written R511 Diepsloot. Kudula kangaka kuya Diepsloot. Ngiyajika mina. Hey, bathi sebashibopha amaphoyisa. Okay. Challenges of dating a skinny lady, slenderized person. The problem is you wake up in the middle of the night and look for her, only to find that she's sleeping at the edge of the bed. Drop her off at the taxi rank. But Ama Texas says Betlele, Texas to Barra, Oza sister, Ungawari sister, Oza right, sister. When your slenderized dies, Bane toy, the man at the cemeteries. Ibungu, Worms, they toy, ay, Sfuninyama, ay, not Matambo, ay. angithi vela kunanyama isilenda phela, but hey, dating ifethi boom boom nakhona bayasuza labantu. Umuntu wakhona usuza manje unuka after 30 minutes. Hey.